to Business Today Television. I'm Siddharth Zarabi, and with me Dr. Dorit Dor, the Chief Product Officer of Checkpoint Software Technologies, a very interesting company. Thank you very much for joining us. We are talking here in the backdrop of increased geopolitical uncertainties, war, and a different kind of war that continues to play out, which is in the cyber world, cybersecurity, and your firm specializes in that. And there's a recent report which says that cyber attacks rose very significantly in the last year. How is the global cyber security environment currently?
I think that the more we rely on technology and the more we rely on digitalization, e-wallets, currencies, etc., the more it becomes an attack space. The more it's a target because people know they could perform a crime that would be worthwhile. So one thing is the dependency on modern technologies bring more attacks into this space. And the other side is the uncertainty in terms of geopolitical situation cause a lot of new modern types of activism, state-sponsored mobile organizations that are well structured, like companies hiring people with mission, with money. So sometimes the attacks are targeted by state nations and sometimes they are attacked by activism organizations or just people that are concerned and picking sides. So the landscape becomes much more active just because there is geopolitical uncertainty.
Has the environment worsened over the last 5-7 years, or have companies, states, and the good guys gotten better to deal with the bad guys?
I think it's both. So I think we are getting better all the time, but the attackers are also getting better, and the reason they have more money to steal, and there is more technology, more reliance on digital, and more digital assets that they have to steal from.
So the good guys are always playing catch-up?
Not always playing catch-up. I think we have good technologies. We could speak later some about AI, but with AI we could create some forward-looking technologies that would be able to not just do what's currently needed, but also future secure technologies to understand what's coming, kind of a predictive or future-ready technology in order to
Okay. I'm glad you brought up the subject of artificial intelligence, and one of the things that's taken the world by storm in many ways is Chat GPT. Now, everybody knows about it, but your perspective on what is it actually and what does it mean for the future?
So artificial intelligence is not new. It exists for many tens of years. But you could see it developing, you could see it maturing, you could see the technology becoming more ready and the artificial intelligence becoming more advanced. As I said, our company uses artificial intelligence within the products, within the defensing mechanisms for a while now. But what happened with ChatGPT was that they trained artificial intelligence to be approachable for everybody. So everybody could access ChatGPT and ask it questions or ask it to perform task for it or ask it to write code for it. So all these missions that were at the hand of you before, that you had to have an infrastructure to activate before, is now becoming much more approachable, and a lot of innovation is coming. So people would ask it more questions more quickly, would bring all their ideas and would experiment. So you'd come by interesting ideas that you didn't think to do with it before.
Did you expect it to happen as a technologist yourself? Did you expect it to happen and happen so quickly?
So I expected the technology to grow. I think I didn't anticipate how quickly. It's a matter for everybody, not just for us, the technologists, for kids, for elderly people. Everybody could take the questions, the idea they had before, and could experiment with them. It's very, very approachable technology in a way that makes the use case more interesting.
Is this only the beginning, or has a sort of broader tipping point been reached for the rapid commercialization of AI across the globe?
So I think it's a tipping point because it's a good tipping point. From now on, it could be used by everybody, but we have not exhausted all the use cases and all the learning that we could do with it. We are just now trying to think what types of accelerations in our life we could do with it. We could do a lot of automation. We could bring spaces that were more complicated before to be more available to everybody. We could use it to do smart applications that would be easier to use, just kind of like the cellular phone kind of transformation, that you could do keyboard and surf the internet before, but now it's very approachable, and you do all of them, and then you get new application, and you search more, and you do more transactions. So it's...
From your point of view, is what will ChatGPT's single biggest calling be? Some people call it a search killer, a Google killer, not a search killer, a Google killer. I don't know if those terms are right, but what will be the biggest sort of benefit out of it?
I think that the biggest benefit out of it is that it could take a human written description and really make it doable in very easy terms. So, for example, if you look at our products and how to use our products to remediate security situations, we just ask ChatGPT to do some of these activities itself, and it could learn our APIs and activate them by itself. So it was very easy to achieve some missions that were more complicated and required more learning before. I don't think it's about search. Search is the first thing, and search also has its problem because it learns from the environment, and maybe some of the things it learns are wrong, because you'd open all kind of data online and some of the data is wrong. So search by itself is not the end goal. The end goal is something usable with which we could enjoy better our life, we could do more, we could accelerate some of the manual activities that we are doing today. We could be smarter by ordering things, by implementing things, by shopping, by anything you want.
As we wind down this conversation, this is the good. What is the bad or the likely negative out of this that we should be concerned about and be prepared for?
Yes. So there are two sides of this. One, just like it accelerates good stuff that we want to do, it also accelerates bad stuff. So before we spoke about the attackers building more attacks against us, the whole world, activism or non-activism, ransomware, whatever. It could help them as much as it could help us. So like it helps us script and automate stuff, it could help them script and automate stuff. So it becomes a faster chase. They act faster and we act faster and we continue to chase faster. So we shouldn't forget that it's as much tool for the bad guy as it's a tool for the good guys. And the other thing is the ethics. A lot of discussion about what is being said right or wrong. How do you know if it's right or wrong? Being all kind of, it learns, so maybe it's not gender agnostics, maybe it has its own biases. So now you have to teach all the kind of good cultural things that we learn to live with as a community into artificial intelligence, because he would be playing in your world.
It's 2023 and we have artificial intelligence as just one of the new things that we are all learning to grapple with. Dr. Dor, thank you very much for chatting with us and chatting about ChatGPT. Thank you very much for your time with us. With that, it's a wrap on this conversation. If you've been, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.